When it comes to children's TV shows during the VHS era of history, there have been two that I can think of that have been a laughing stock, a backlash stock, a groaning stock, or any kind of negative stock you can think of, especially in America. Barney the Dinosaur and the Teletubbies. I'll deal with the latter at a later date. Today, I will sit through 3 literal cases of a series that had parents groaning from the very start. What can I say about Barney the Dinosaur that hasn't been said already? I don't care about the upcoming CGI reboot, that it seems to be taking the Disney Junior show approach, in that it's going to completely strafe away from the original source material. That's something that hasn't been said already, right? But, yeah, Barney. He's big, he's purple, he's got a child-pandering voice, he hangs out with children at their home, at school, or at the park, disguised as a plush toy. He kicked off the careers of Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato as children. The majority of his songs are obnoxious. His original costume in 1987 is uncomfortable around this backyard gang. The dinosaur started a hate cult bent on destroying as much of his merchandise as possible, and he had been the subject of ridicule in way too many shows to count. The Simpsons, Beavis and Butthead, The Animaniacs, The Loud House, The Critic. Hell, even I insulted the show at one point. It sounds nice, sure, but this honestly sounds like a Barney the Dinosaur song. Yeah, Barney was in the 90s what Peppa Pig has been since the 2010s, and what, Coco Melon is in the 2020s. He was that obnoxious by many parents back then. Their kids kept on watching him endlessly on videotapes or on PBS Kids that they couldn't escape his goofy voice and his pandering songs. And today, I am sadly going to bring those agonizing memories to them, now grandparents, or relive childhood memories to some of the 30-year-olds out there, as I rewatch 3, count 'em, 3 Barney videotapes that I had as a kid. Yes, I am ashamed to admit it. I too fell into this trap. But I didn't fall in as far as many other kids in that generation. I still knew quality content when I saw it. Oh yeah, there was the Barney and Friends TV show with 25-minute-long episodes, infamously shown on PBS Kids, and then in between them, every year, they also made double-length specials made exclusively for videotapes, hence why this logo exists. I've heard worse theme songs in my life. I honestly don't mind this one. At least it's not the Caillou theme song, but it's not the Arthur theme either. It's just somewhere in between them. Barney's friends are big and small, they come from lots of places. Do you mean lots of places, as in from the prehistoric times, from imagination realms, or just different races of kids, trying to be all progressive and inclusive and everything? After school they need to play and sing with happy faces.
recess.
After school, as in after classes are over for the day. And yet, all throughout the 90s series, they are playing with Barney at the school's recess grounds. Wouldn't in the garden or at the park be better places to meet to play?
Barney comes to play with us whenever we may need him.
Whenever you may need him? Is the show's take on school really that boring?
Barney can be your friend too if you just make believe him.
How can I make-believe him if I'm watching a tape featuring some kids who are doing the make-believing for me? 5 minutes in and I'm only talking about the theme song. This video is going to end up longer than a Cat Icarus video, isn't it?
Alright, class, say it with me again. Dad, Mom, Sister, and Brother.
Are they playing schools right now as a game, or is this an actual class? Why would I ask this question if it wasn't set in the school's playground?
There are lots of different kinds of families. Oh, a family is people and a family is love. That's a family.
Oh, good Jesus. We're only 30 seconds in after the opening theme, and they're already hitting us with songs. If any of you out there hate child-pandering music, armor yourselves.
Oh, a family is people and a family is love. That's a family. They come in all different sizes and different kinds, but mine's just right for me. Yeah, mine's just right for me.
I really hope all of their parents are good-mannered, well-moraled, and everything this song is saying. Like, if the father is abusive or neglectful or is secretly addicted to drugs or cocaine, not every kid would be singing this song. Truthfully.
I've got a friend who's lived with his mom and dad, with his brother and sister too. They've got a cat and a dog and a pet bullfrog, and I'm really glad they do.
There's a girl I know who lives with her mom. Her dad lives far away. Although she sees her parents just one at a time, they both love her every day.
I know a boy who's new, he just moved in. He moved from Alabama. And the person who's the head of his family is his loving, dear old grandma.
They're singing all about other friends' families and not their own families. Were they protecting the kid actors' actual personal lives or something? I've only just found this out while researching. The kids in the show don't use their real names. They have made up ones. They were protecting their personal lives hard.
Very good, class. Families do come in all sizes and shapes.
Was the class test remembering all the lyrics in that song?
Now let's study our ABCs.
You go from talking about families to learning the alphabet. These kids aren't that young. Did you add this bit in just so that you can show something for the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s part of the theme song?
Now who can tell me what letter this is?
Whoa! That's the letter B for Barney!
That was pretty random. He just transformed out of nowhere. Yet what exactly makes Barney grow into adult size anyway?
Barney comes to play with us whenever we may need him.
But the kids didn't need Barney in this scene. They weren't even thinking about him at all. They were just focusing more on the alphabet.
Barney!
Oh, hi, everybody. Oh, are you having fun playing school?
Okay, they were just playing pretend. Who the fuck pretends to play schools right after school is over? Kids hate school. Why would they ever want more of it?
Those are good subjects to learn about.
And now it's time for our favorite subject, recess.
Oh wait, it's recess? I'm sorry, the theme song said, after school we meet to play. Either this school has the longest recess breaks ever known to man, or the kids run their own classes. Seriously, recess is usually in the middle of the morning or during lunchtime, and yet we never see any adult teachers in the show. How does this school work?
Hurry!
Stand in the parachute, Barney! Hey! And don't move!
Okay. I hope Kristen doesn't see me under here.
Kristen is seriously not going to fall for this, is she? I mean, early graders aren't that dumb.
I'm gonna find you.
Okay, she isn't that oblivious.
Shh! Quiet, Sissy. Kristen will hear you and find us.
Okay, we have a plausible enough understanding as to how Barney comes to life, but how do Baby Bop and BJ appear in these episodes? They don't have plush toy forms like Barney does. As far as I know, you can't just give a reason for one character, but then neglect to give us one for the other dinosaurs. We can't accept appearing out of nowhere as an answer.
I spy Baby Bop and BJ.
But you gotta tag us too! Run, Sissy! Go!
Hey kids, you weren't supposed to run along with them.
Where's Barney hiding? What's that sound?
She saw his feet earlier, and yet she still doesn't know where he is. My mistake, she is that oblivious.
Hi, Baby Bop, BJ. We're glad you came to play with us.
Sissy and I wouldn't miss a chance to play hide and seek.
Wait, how can Baby Bop be BJ's little sister? They look nothing alike. And I don't just mean by the colors, I mean from their head shapes. BJ is a Protoceratops, and Baby Bop is a Triceratops. How can they be siblings if they aren't even the same species?
I love it when we play together, playing games. There's nothing like playing them games. Everyone loves to play games. Let's keep on playing our games.
This may be the most brain-dead thing I've ever said in a video, but when I was younger, my parents used to play many singles from the not-so-popular-anymore band Lighthouse Family in the car's CD player, and back then, I seriously used to think that the lead singer from that band and Barney had the same singing voice. They just sounded so similar to me.
When we're together, there's nothing better than playing a game with a friend.
There ain't no point holding back the time. Still gonna get ya.
Games we all know, we can get up and go. We can make up new games and pretend.
There ain't no point holding back desire. Don't waste your time.
I know that's a stupid comparison to make, even for child me, but I'm never going to talk about Barney the Dinosaur again. I've had this thought in my mind for literal decades, and this was my only chance to let it out of my head. Excuse me, I need to refresh myself.
Dancing along, we could play all day long. We never get tired of the fun.
Okay, but recess has to end at some point. You all need to go back to your desks eventually.
Let's see if I can find it. Not there.
I know everything that happens in this show is fueled by imagination and everything, but how could no one had seen a door to a closet in a tree?
I guess I'll have to look way in the back. Oh, here it is.
A closet in a tree made with TARDIS technology.
Presenting my extra special, fantastic, spectacular game machine.
This looks like it was recycled from an old street food cart. Instead of cooking hot dogs or popcorn, it has games inside. At least these games are free, rather than those at a toy store.
Oh, well, no wonder nothing's happened. The game machine isn't broken. It's just empty. We'll have to add lots of fun toys and games. And when the machine is filled, something very special will happen when we turn the crank.
So, the game machine doesn't create games. You have to put existing games into it to make bigger games? How do even imaginative machines have limits?
Wow, this game machine is big.
Yeah. It'll take a lot of stuff to fill it.
Maybe we can start with those physical games we saw in the last song montage. They have to be in the school set somewhere, right?
Hippity hop to the barber shop to buy a stick of candy. One for you and one for me and one for Sister Annie.
That's the dumbest song I've ever heard. Going to the barber shop specifically to get a piece of candy. Oh nah, I don't want you to change my hair, the thing you actually do in this business. Nah, I just came here for a sweet. Look son, the candy store is on the other side of the street. Come in here whenever you actually need a mohawk or a trim. And, don't take advantage of my kindness again.
How would you like your hair done?
Cut a little off the top and make my hair look like a porcupine, please.
Oh, a porcupine, eh? We can do that. No problem.
I wouldn't put my hair in the hands of an Italian stereotype who has no real fingers to use any scissors.
Oh, let's see. Got everything together here. Got scissors and... Oh, so...
My god, he seriously gave one a spiky rock star look without any scissors, turned one into a blonde Marge Simpson, made one's hair lopsided, putting a bit more weight to one side, and turned one of them into a clown. No one appreciates boldness, Barber Barney.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's my blankie? Where's my blankie?
This is the closest thing to a conflict this videotape has. Baby Bob lost her blanket. I'm starting to see why this show annoyed many parents.
Alone or with a friend, it's fun to play pretend with hats. That's hats.
Baseball caps are fun to wear.
That cap is permanently attached to your head. BJ had no choice but to say that. It's the only hat he has ever worn and ever will wear.
That's a tape recorder, Baby Bop. When we push this button, we can record the sounds you make. And when we push this button, we can hear the sounds back.
I didn't know this videotape doubled as an advertisement for a play school toy. No, really, there's the company's logo in the middle.
Say something silly.
Icky, wicky, bicky, boo.
Now the tape will play back your voice and what you just said. Listen.
Icky, wicky, bicky, boo.
Was that a different take, or did the recorder speed it up a little?
Reusing old stuff is cool.
Right, BJ. When we recycle, we're helping to protect our world.
Yeah.
Little bits of unrelated education using a huge complicated subject reduced down to a simplified lesson for the toddlers.
Then the time has come to start. Let's begin to do our part. And we'll all protect the earth and keep it green. Yes, we will.
Well, it's been nearly 30 years later, and the Earth doesn't look much different. Maybe if you played this song at conferences, they'll triple down on saving the planet.
There are lots of different things that we can do.
Yes, there are.
There are lots of different things that we can do.
Did you have to have a voice actress who can't sing in a deep, gravelly, boyish voice without sounding forced?
Here goes.
Okay, Kristen,
Come on,
you
Kristen.
can do it.
Nice throw!
It was either going to be that or a Wade Whipple joke. I had to choose the one that won't attract 100 negative comments about the Knuckles series.
Let me set the bottles for you, Jason.
Okay, thanks, Barney.
Okay, Jason!
Oh,
Come on, Jason, you can do it!
He set them up rather quickly with his thick costume hands.
Here goes.
Nice try, Barney. You almost knocked all of them over.
Oh, shucks.
That's new. I've never seen Barney annoyed before. I'm not sure if that's the right word. He said it in such an overly happy voice. Disappointed?
Blanky! Oh, Blanky!
Okay, Baby Bop is really starting to annoy me now.
Wow, Barney! You sure know how to bounce a ball.
I've got the tape recorder.
I'll bring this.
I guarantee there was an outtake where the off-screen crew member threw it at Min's head.
Oh, it needs just a few more fun things added to it.
We are now exactly halfway through the tape, and the build-up still hasn't paid off yet. The section of the tape that I recall the most must have been much shorter than I remember it being.
Yeah, we can think of a way to make a game with beans. I know, we can make bean bags out of them.
Oh, this sounds like a job for...
The Barney bag? I definitely don't remember this. This looks like an activity-driving device that would have been used in Smartinis or something.
A tisket, a tasket, a bean bag in a basket. On your head or nose or chin. When you get there, throw it in.
Easiest game ever. Why not try to throw them into the basket from a distance? Or was that too similar to the Hoopla game?
Is this where we go under numbers, Barney?
Yep, and it's as simple as 1, 2, 3.
Is that hat Barney is wearing a limbo cliche? Or is it just a farmer's hat? Either way, he just pulled it out of nowhere and plomped it on his head.
The bar was set at number 5. Everyone went under then. Now we move it lower to number 4. So you can start to limbo again.
We're gonna be here for a while, aren't we? This is the tape throwing in green bottles sitting on a wall to fill out the runtime.
We love to do the number limbo.
Yes!
We love to do the number limbo.
All right!
As we go under, we see the number is set at number 2.
Cheater, they moved the bar. I know the BJ costume had its limitations, but that's really not an excuse for cheating. If the costume actor couldn't do it without falling to the ground, then don't have BJ involved in the game at all.
5. Is it time to turn the crank again?
Well, you'll have to do it at some point. The tape is almost over.
Oh, I know. Maybe the game machine will work if we all say the rhyme together this time.
Wow, great. Maybe if you had that idea 10 minutes ago, we would have seen more of the results.
The
Game machine will make us cheer when inspired games appear. Turn the crank and soon we'll play lots of games all through the day.
It's about freaking time!
Hey, is this space with numbers?
Like the ones we threw into the game machine.
Wow! There are numbers everywhere.
Well, this is a lame way to start off the board game. A single target shy with giant numbers all around it. I would have thought the results of each space would have been much bigger and more imaginative than this.
That space has a tape recorder on it, Barney.
Icky, wicky, bicky, boo. Frimma, framma, flamma, foo.
The recorder toy advertisement turning into a sentient character. And it looks kinda creepy, with the darting eyes, the thin, long mouth, and it's using an unrelated character's voice.
Me oh my, do-da-do, do-da-do. Tick-a-tock, tick-tock, tick-a-tock, tick-tock, coo-coo-coo, coo-coo-coo. Me oh my, do-da-do, tick-a-tock, tick-tock.
this song is just speaking random nonsense. Perfect for all of those toddlers young enough to not speak clear English sentences, I'm sure.
Oh, looks like nap time.
Four in a bed and the little one said,
Roll over, roll over.
they all rolled over and one fell out.
I bet one of them hurt their back or their side after rolling off onto the hard wooden floor. The people in the song, I mean, not the kids.
Two in a bed and the little one said,
Roll over, roll over.
Come on now, the bed is massive. There's only two of you, and you're still not satisfied? If they were sleeping under the duvet, it would make some sense. But right now, they're not. She's just being a bed hog.
That space has an airplane painted on it.
Okay, I'll give the board game credit. This one looks like a little bit more fun.
Ooh, Barney, this space has a picture of a present. Oh, there's... Oh, my blankie! It's my blankie!
What an amazing bit of luck that the wheel landed on the number 1. If it were a higher number, Baby Bob never would have seen her blanket again. It's extraordinary that she got it back in the 1 attempt out of 5.
I like my blankie. It's very, very yellow. I like it even better than a bowl of Jell-O.
And since every other space on the board has a song, we now have to hear a song about how Baby Bob loves her blanket more than anything in the world. Knowing that this character will never grow up in the 15 or so years of the show to follow, it makes this all the more cringy to me.
when she holds it close, it feels just right. She likes her yellow blankie in the day and night.
Baby Bob? Are you feeling okay?
I like my yellow blankie in the day and night.
That was a strange, eerie pause there. The hell was that about?
1, 2, 3.
Boy,
Hey, we landed on the very last space.
To me, that space looks like the Toonatic logo.
Wow.
And now it looks like a giant jammy dodger. My references are becoming more and more obscure, aren't they?
I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Oh god, the infamous song that ends every Barney production. The lyrics are cringy, but the melody, pitch, and the tone makes it a rather warm enough goodbye to Barney.
Would you like us to put the game machine back into the closet, Barney?
why thank you, BJ. You certainly may.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
They didn't even put the machine in the closet tree. They just apparated away.
I guess it's time for me to go now. Me too.
Okay, well, bye-bye. Be careful going home.
I've read on a few pages of the Barney wiki. Yes, that is a thing. There's a wiki for everything on this planet. Some of the kids featured on the show or on these tapes only appear in one episode or tape. I don't know where they get these kids from, but it's kinda sad thinking some of them won't see their fun purple childhood friend again. But on the other hand, if some of them grew up to hate this show and regret ever starring in a Barney tape, then it's not too much of a loss that they only appeared once. My god, I've talked for way too long. And I've only covered one tape. And that was the Barney tape that I had watched the most, due to the giant board game being the most fun idea out of all three of them. The next two, I don't remember what happens as much as this one. Hopefully there's nothing as weird or outlandish as a big creepy recorder.
Okay, remember, the magic words are once upon a time.
Oh, so that's what the thing on the treehouse is. I kept seeing that on the tree in the last tape, and the video quality made it hard to make out what it was.
Oh, when we march, it's so much fun. It's fun to march with everyone. Oh, it makes us feel real happy when we march with everyone.
So, does every Barney tape start off with a song 30 seconds in that has nothing to do with the central theme? A family song in a tape about games? A marching song in a tape about fairy tales? Is the seasons tape going to start with a recycling song or something? Well, at least these kids can understand a thing or two about leg choreography.
Oh, we like to keep on moving when we march from here to there.
The cameraman must have been like, screw singing in the rain, we've struck gold with these kids. I can see shimmering careers in the future of the entertainment industry.
Whoa! Hi, everybody!
Again, the kids didn't need Barney in this scene. They didn't address him by name, was never mentioned, and wasn't even on their minds. He just so happened to be sitting there on the whatever structure this is meant to be.
Why do you think it's going to rain?
Because I'm going to use my magic words and make it rain.
Why would anyone want it to rain? Especially kids.
And where did you learn these magic words?
In school from my teacher.
Okay, they do have teachers at this school.
She said 4 of the most magical words you could ever know are once upon a time.
Yes, those are very good words, but I don't think the teacher meant you can do real magic with them.
It's not like Barney to say some words can't do magic. I mean, if this guy can pull a machine that creates giant board games out from a tree, why not do magic with a stereotypical storybook opener?
Once upon a time, it started raining on a sunny day.
Oh, this would be lots of fun.
Oh wait, it's just a trick with a hose. How can I be so distracted by everything in the past 3 minutes to not remember the very clear setup?
It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning.
I wouldn't have thought the song where an elderly man hit his head so hard on the bed rest that he ended up unconscious on a rainy night would be sung on a Barney tape.
He went to bed and bumped his head
Barney's friends all want to play
and couldn't get up in the morning.
And Barney singing about the injury in such a jolly tone.
Once upon a time, it started raining bubbles. Now that would be magic.
Oh, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Raining bubbles. How silly.
Raining baubles is silly to Barney, and yet summoning a giant talking recorder isn't?
Where's the snow coming from?
It's our good friend Stella the Storyteller.
Stella the Storyteller? Is she a recurring character in the Barney series, or is she a one-off made for this specific tape? She has apparently appeared in 23 episodes spanning 4 seasons and 4 videotapes, and this wasn't even her first appearance. It was a year prior in a random season 3 episode.
When I was in Norway just now, I thought I heard someone say, once upon a time.
She can hear a kid saying once upon a time from millions of miles away? There's having magic, and then there's having Superman powers.
Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, Johnny Appleseed, the Three Bears.
I think they all lived happily ever after.
Well, Goldilocks ran away in fright from the Three Bears, and I'm sure Little Red Riding Hood ended up traumatized after seeing what had happened to her grandma, though not as much as the grandma herself.
That's funny. Seems I have so many things in here to tell so many stories with.
She must have gotten that suitcase from the same shop as Mary Poppins' handbag.
Seems a shame to put everything back in my suitcase without even telling the stories.
But we'd like to hear the stories.
We sure would.
Yeah, we should.
What? All of them?
All of them.
Well, you must have many weeks of free time on your hands if you're going to listen to all of them. She tells way more than just 3, you know. And that's not even including the foreign stories from other countries, or stories she makes up while on her travels.
Young lady, people in the village say you can spin straw into gold. And I just love gold. Tonight you will be locked in this room, and I want you to spin all of the straw into gold.
Jesus, not even King Midas was that greedy for gold. He at least cared about his daughter, Marigold.
If you can do it, I will marry you and make you my queen.
Is there an age difference between the girl and the king in the original story? Maybe it's because they're being portrayed by kids here, but that almost sounds like forced underage marriage to me.
But what if I can't do it? Then you'll be locked in this room for the rest of your life, with bread and water for every meal. And no dessert, ever. Not even a banana? Not even a banana.
1. The award for the most unlikable, dickish, selfish king in history goes to this asshole. And 2. I don't think they had bananas in Europe during that time period.
Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! I'm trying to spin all this straw into gold, but it still looks like cow food. Oh, boo-hoo.
I can't help but laugh at this obviously fake crying.
You can? Oh, will you please? I'll do it if you promise to give me your first baby after you marry the king.
Okay, I have a feeling this young lady was in her 20s or something in the original story in order for her to have a baby. Unless the king was in his 30s or 40s or something, and thus I repeat my underage marriage statement.
Now we'll spin it all night long, all night long, all night long. Now we'll spin it all night long. The straw will turn into gold now.
Good job sleep isn't a concern for her after working so hard earlier. Maybe she's just desperate to impress the king that she wants to spin as much gold as possible.
Please say you will marry me and be my queen. Well, I'm not sure. From now on, I'll be the nicest king you ever saw.
And then 2 days later, he breaks that promise because he couldn't help himself, I'm sure.
I've got some king stuff to do. See you later, queen. Bye-bye.
Maybe not. I'm impressed.
I'm back! It's you! I didn't think you were ever coming back.
Well, it has been a whole year after meeting the stranger just once, and singing about spinning the straw into gold after he made the deal may have caused her to forget too.
Oh, please don't take her. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Don't cry again.
It's really unconvincing anyways.
The second day, she started guessing some very strange names.
Oh god, here we go. Let's see how laughable these names are.
Pickle Nose Joan. Fungus Tea Jelly Belly. Stanley Stinky Toes. Herkimer Wiggle Squish.
The queen was worried, but she had an idea.
Didn't anybody tell this girl that the blanket is covering up the baby doll's eyes? It can't see anything and it's sleeping in darkness right now.
She called for her most trusted guard.
You rang, Your Majesty?
Of course Barney would be the guard, because he's a T-Rex. They are giant, terrifying, deadly creatures. No, Barney has never been, nor ever will be that kind of character. It's just the only remaining role they could have him be, since a human princess portrayed by a child marrying a giant dinosaur? Strange and creepy.
And then sent him out into the village to see what he could learn.
Having her guard leave his post to find out about Rumpelstiltskin.
While I was walking through the woods, I saw a funny little man who was singing and dancing by a campfire. He was singing, "The queen is going to lose the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name."
I know he thought he was alone at the time, but come on, Mr. Stiltskin. You had to do better than that. And how come you never noticed a giant bright purple figure giggling to himself in the woods? Even in the dark.
Can you guess my name?
Is your name, Byron Butterbean? Itchy Scratch Noggin?
And I'll give you one more guess.
Then I'll guess, Rumpelstiltskin?
I don't know if I should even judge this one, but... no.
What? You did it! My name is Rumpelstiltskin, and I'm going home!
It's not really explained in this take on the story, for obvious reasons, but what was Rumpelstiltskin going to do with the Queen's baby? Actually, this is a really common question that's regularly asked in forums, because the old fairy tale doesn't even explain why. Some say he makes children into his slaves, some say that he was lonely and wanted company, some say that it's a folklore thing when angering fairies and goblins, some say that he was going to protect the child from such an abusive king and later husband, some say that it was the last thing the miller's daughter could give Rumpel as payment for spinning all the straw for her. After giving him a necklace the first night and then a ring on the second night, the last thing she could give him to pay the price was her firstborn. And here I was thinking Rumpelstiltskin was going to eat her baby for supper, given how drastically fairy tales have changed over the years. Though in that case, why would he specifically want a royal baby to fill his stomach, and not just a regular baby from the village? This is a strange little fairy tale about a sneaky little fairy with a long and funny name. Why is anyone trying to make sense of it?
That was a wonderful story.
I liked it too.
You can see the staff prop bending as it's being placed into the case.
I'm just glad I don't have a great big name like that in real life.
Oh, I don't know. It could be a lot of fun having a big name.
I don't know. Exam papers, CVs, licenses, certain websites to have limited characters in their name entry boxes. At least one of them isn't going to have enough room for a long name, so you're going to have to write it all scrunched up together to where it's indecipherable.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too.
What do you mean, it's my name too? It's one thing to meet someone with the same first name as you, but someone with the same full name as you, especially a name as long and random as John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's like crossing over from another dimension levels of uncanny.
There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Da 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 da. Oh yeah!
Well, look who's here.
Oh, great. Just when I was having the teeniest percentage of enjoyment in this tape.
Baby Bop, would you like to be part of our next story?
Oh, yes, please.
I'd rather listen to a song as short and repetitive as John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt non-stop for 24 hours than listen to Baby Bop's voice again.
My next story is about a beautiful young girl who's way up high.
The Princess and the Pea? Alice in Wonderland? Her dream looked pretty high, right?
Stella, you look bewitching.
Stella was holding an audition for Wicked in between her storytellings.
A really scary witch?
Oh no, not a scary witch. More like a silly witch.
I bet you most children would prefer a scary witch over a silly witch. Sure, they would end up traumatized, but it will stick in their minds more, and they'll appreciate them more into adulthood as a result.
And I also want you to imagine an enchanted castle. The highest, tallest castle anyone has ever seen.
Fairy tale castles with beautiful flags flying higher than you've ever seen.
I thought they were going to transition into the story. Why are we singing another song? Just to fill up the tape's runtime?
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl named Rapunzel.
Oh, it's Rapunzel. The young girl way up high, the tower, the witch. Yeah, it makes sense now.
Ever since she was a little baby, she had lived with the witch in the tallest tower of the biggest castle in all the land.
How exactly can a wicked witch afford her own castle? Or at least live in one, let alone a castle as big as they are describing it here?
I can't get out.
No, she couldn't get out.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry. Because the castle didn't have any doors or any stairs.
I'm guessing that was the witch's doing and not just a construction problem.
One day when the witch was gone, a brave boy from the village came to the castle. And he sang Rapunzel a song of love.
Playing a love song for a girl you've never actually seen before, only heard about through gossip and rumors. Okay.
Does your hair hang low? Does it wobble to and fro? Can you tie it in a knot? Can you tie it in a bow? Can you throw it o'er your shoulder like a continental soldier? Does your hair hang low?
Is it strange to me that "does your hair hang low" sounds more sensical to me than the original "do your ears hang low"? How exactly does a human tie their ears in a knot, in a bow, or throw them on your shoulders? You can do that with hair, definitely, but not with ears.
Then the boy called out the words he had heard the witch say.
Does this kid regularly sneak into the castle grounds to hear the witch say the passphrase? Or does the witch normally sing the phrase out loud when she's in the village? The same way Rumpelstiltskin blurts out his name out in the woods.
Wow, your hair is really amazing. What's your secret?
I use baby shampoo.
Oh.
Are you sure it has nothing to do with a piece of the sun raining down from the sky, forming into a bright yellow flower, then your mother eating it while she was sick and pregnant with you, making your hair have healing powers? Did you honest to God think that I wouldn't reference Tangled in this segment?
The witch! She cut off my hair and put it on her own head. That's naughty.
That's naughty? Well, she could have done much worse to you. She would have had you climb down with your own cut hair and banish you to live the rest of your days in the forest. You know, like in the original story.
You know, Miss Witch, you look really good with long hair.
I do?
Not really. Blonde hair doesn't really fit well on her. Wait, did I say blonde? I mean a pretty fake yellow.
My hands are stuck to my head.
That's because I didn't put baby shampoo on your hair.
Huh?
I used glue!
Ew! Tricked again!
The more I watch this, the more I think that I could be watching the clever writing of Tangled instead. Or any other version of this story. Even this anime version, where Rapunzel's mother is the most whiny, needy, and unlikable than I thought she already was.
How about getting me some of that scrumptious lettuce from the witch's field?
Are you completely mad? We're forbidden to even set foot in those fields.
You're pitiful. I'm ashamed to be married to a man who's blind to the responsibilities for his own baby's health and welfare.
Forget it, dear.
You're a beast. Oh, I'm married to a terrible brute. You claim to love me and then you'd let me starve to death? I hope you're prepared to feel as miserable as you've made me feel.
Shut up! Just shut up, you idiot!
After you, Rapunzel.
Thank you.
And Rapunzel and the brave boy slid right down the witch's hair.
I know they couldn't have this kid be blinded, either by landing from the tower and into some thorn bushes, or from a bright spell from the witch, but I think the ending to most other adaptations were more justifiable than this one. I mean, which would you pick? The blinded prince searching for many days, weeks, years, depending, for the girl he agreed to marry, like the Chad he is, the true love in her tears unknowingly curing him, making them both see the love of their lives for the first time in ages? Or a traveler tricking the witch into rubbing glue into her stolen hair, allowing he and Rapunzel to escape the tower with as little effort as sliding down a fireman's pole. Weak!
But am I forgetting something?
Only all this hair.
Right! Bring it on over.
Here it comes.
You know, we've had 2 fairy tales so far, with one more left to tell, and this girl, Christy, hasn't had a role in any of them yet. She has just been sitting in the bleachers this whole time.
I think we can use all of these things in one last story.
Oh, I don't know. What?
I know that story. It's the 3 bears.
So we went from an elf bargaining a miller's daughter to spin straw into gold in exchange for her newborn baby, then to another newborn baby forced to live her life in a tall tower by a witch as punishment for his mother whining for his husband to steal her vegetables, to Goldilocks. Okay. Now that I've said that out loud, we've had 2 stories in a row with some wicked creatures wanting to steal and twist the lives of babies. Sheesh, we don't call them the Brothers Grimm for nothing.
The cute little baby bear.
With a cute little blankie.
Don't remind me.
I think we should all go for a walk in the woods. And by the time we get home, the porridge will be...
Will be waffles?
No, but the porridge will be cool enough to eat.
This walk had better not be too long, otherwise it will end up too cold. And then God only knows how you will make it just right.
I know. Let's go for a walk over the mountain. It's so pretty this time of year.
Good idea.
Over the mountain? Okay, well it will definitely end up as cold as the summit.
The bears went over the mountain. The bears went over the mountain. The bears went over the mountain to see what they could see.
And what did they see? Just endless trees and forests as far as the eye can see, with no other signs of civilization for miles. Although, since this is a fairy tale, I'd expect there was a castle somewhere out there. Yeah, royalty somehow always seemed to be roped in into every single fairy tale.
In this very same woods, at the very same time, there was a little girl named Goldilocks.
Okay, Christy does get a role on this tape. Good for her.
Would anyone mind if I take a look inside? I guess not.
Either Goldilocks was trespassing on private property, or the bears didn't bother to lock the door during a time period where door keys weren't as common. I bet that subject has been in debate for years too.
Something smells good. Maybe it's waffle. Guess I'll have to set up for some porridge for breakfast.
I'm wondering what kind of kid just wanders off into the middle of the forest without having any breakfast. What, was Goldilocks' family poor? Like Jack and his mother poor? Hansel and Gretel poor? Rapunzel's parents poor? I mean, why else would the mother suggest stealing from the witch's garden?
Wow, this porridge is much too hot. Burn. This porridge is much too cold. This porridge is just right.
I never really understood how this works. All of the bowls ended up too hot at the start, and yet they later have different temperatures. I can understand Father Bear's bowl being too hot, cause there's quite a lot of porridge in there. But realistically, shouldn't Baby Bear's bowl be the one that's too cold, since there's much less porridge than anyone else, and thus Mother Bear's bowl would be the one in between?
Ah, this chair is just right.
Perfectly timed collapse.
Oh well.
And she just walks it off like it's nothing to worry about.
Ouch! This bed is much too hard.
How can any kind of creature sleep on a bed that hard? Nay, a bed without a mattress on it. I was thinking like hardcore bears, but then I remembered Barney is playing the father bear. So...
That's funny. I don't remember leaving our door open.
Oh, me either.
This act can never be repeated in modern day. Not in a million years.
Hello? Oh, what if it's a bear?
No!
Wait a minute. We are bears.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Dignity. Dignity. They have lost every ounce of dignity.
Oh, well.
Take a look around here. Uh-oh. Someone's been sitting in my chair.
I was about to ask how he knew someone was sitting in his chair, since there's nothing on it, but then when I looked back, you can see a cushion falling over. Okay, you get the point on this one.
Oh, hey, someone's been sleeping in my bed too, and she's still here.
Most versions of the story ends with Goldilocks waking up from all the talk, is shocked to find that the house was for some bears, and she runs for her life out the door for home. Some more twisted minds would end the story with the bears carrying Goldilocks to a boiling pot while she's still sleeping, and they have her for supper, A, as punishment for breaking into their home, and B, to give Baby Bear something to eat, since Goldilocks ate all her porridge. What cringy way does Barney and Friends end the story?
Are you sleeping?
Are you sleeping?
All day long.
All day long.
Morning bells are ringing.
Morning bells are ringing.
Ding, ding, dong.
Ding, ding, dong.
They sing a poorly translated version of Frère Jacques. Goldilocks runs away, and they end on its own running gag about everyone wanting waffles instead of porridge. Okay.
The Three Bears is my favorite bedtime story.
I'm assuming it's your favorite bedtime story in more recent centuries, since the story clearly didn't exist in prehistoric times. Now, I'm not joking. These dinosaur characters in this show have been around for millions of years. Barney himself says so.
How old are you today, Barney?
I'm 2 dinosaur years old.
2 dinosaur years? How old's that in people years?
Oh, let's see, 200 million years.
Wow, that's a lot.
And I thought Sooty, frozen to be 5 years old for over 50 years, was questionable enough.
I'll have to change clothes for the place I'm going next.
Oh.
Pardon me, I'll just be a moment.
But Stella, how are you going to change clothes?
You know those clothes I had on? They're reversible. They look like this.
Not only do they have little budget or know-how to showcase the clothes being reversed, but they don't even show us where the snowshoes are now. Did she invert them into that flower headband?
I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
You know, the more I listen to this ending song, the background theme, the notes and tone of it, having a nice, friendly childhood character in focus, this song it's starting to... No, I'm sure it's nothing. Maybe there's just some dust in my eye. Let's just carry on with the last tape.
When he's tall, he's what we call a dinosaur sensation.
This was the tape that I had watched the least out of the three, so I remember absolutely nothing that happens in the intro spoiler montage.
I don't think I can eat one more bite. I can.
Why would they have a picnic at school? I mean, look, there's the basket, a blanket with the stereotypical red and white checkered pattern, and even the teddy bear-esque plushie is around for it.
A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my friend, and on the way I lost it.
Are you talking about losing the letter or losing the basket? Was the letter in the basket? Well, now you found it somehow. Problem solved.
I had a nice little pillow to sit on.
A pillow? Barney, that wasn't a pillow. It was a peanut butter sandwich.
I guarantee they were going to cut that sandwich into quarters because even though it's just a fake prop, it's way too big for any of them to finish.
Hey, I know that sound. It's BJ!
That's me!
So we just saw one tape with only Baby Bop in it. This one only has BJ in it, and we started with one where they both appear. Thank God we're ending with the tape with the least obnoxious one out of the two.
Did you come over for the picnic?
No, I already had my lunch. A great big pickle sandwich.
What kind of pickle? This one or this one?
The game I wanted to play is ice hockey. And just look at this weather.
Isn't it a beautiful sunny day, nice and warm?
Oh, with no snow and no ice. And that means no ice hockey.
Well, if Inside Out 2 has told me anything, it's that there are indoor ice hockey rinks. So playing ice hockey in the summer isn't impossible.
I just can't wait. It's just not fair. I'm standing here, but I want to be there. I just can't wait for what tomorrow brings. I just can't wait for anything.
A song showcasing how impatient this kid dinosaur is. That's always engaging.
Oh, now let's see. Where did I put that big surprise?
Is this it, Barney?
Nope.
Hey, is this a surprise?
Sorry. Oh, there's my surprise.
They were right there in the open. I think Barney was just teasing the kids with that.
These jars have seasons inside. When you take off the top, you can have spring, summer, fall, or winter without any waiting.
So you're going to use your imaginations to screw around with Mother Nature, all because a single kid out of 5 wasn't patient enough to wait and do something else. Sure. Anything to make these kids do something during this still unexplained recess period in each show.
Oh, just lift off the top, then close it right up again. We don't want to use it up all at once.
You don't want to use too much of the season in the jars? How do you know how much season there is in there? How can you tell if there's too much of it, or you've used all of it up?
That's right. In spring, lots of things are growing. Flowers and trees and plants.
And kids like us.
Even kids like you.
Well, technically, it depends on when your birthday is, or when you've hit puberty. It's complicated.
Each day we grow a little taller, a little bigger, not smaller.
And we grow a little friendlier too.
Again, it depends on the specific person. Some people grow to be friendlier, smarter, and wiser, while others grow up to become assholes. Some people become criminals. Some people become associated with politics. Some people become AI supporters and fire real-life human beings.
The air, it smells so fresh and clean. The sky is blue. The grass is green. The robins sing, but best of all...
School exams are making the call. Yeah, playtime is over. Start working on your revision, kids.
What's that sound? Sounds like something's growing. Something really big.
Actually, I think this is an earthquake. Quick, kids, get under a table, and dinosaurs get under... take cover in a closet or something, I don't know.
Yay! Now we can play basketball, right, Barney?
Right!
Now wait a minute, BJ has to grow the other team's hoop on the other end. Prepare for another earthquake.
For the flowers and the trees and the fishes in the seas, the raindrops drop all around.
I know this is a musical show, but singing another song not even a minute after the last one, you're kinda putting a tiny strain on the songwriters, you know that?
Here we go again!
Hey, look at our clothes. We're dressed for summer.
Summer! What a great time of year!
And every single person on the planet disagrees. Sure, the sun is warm next to pools and beaches, and the bright light makes the scenery look its best. But you can never escape the heat, man. Some people are overweight and they sweat every hour because they can't lose their winter weight in time. Some people can't afford air conditioning in their homes. Even if they do have fans, they can't take the electric ones with them everywhere. And you can't sleep with all the noise they make. So you won't end up sleeping a week or month, even with all of the sheets on the floor and you're only in your underwear. In other words, those 3 months of summer is an early taste as to what hell is like.
There may be too much sunshine.
Huh?
It's really hot out.
Oh.
And the sun is so bright, it sort of hurts my eyes.
Thank you. Even in 1996, these kids had the same opinions of summer as all of us adults.
I know something that can help keep the sunshine off your heads. Just let me look over here in my closet. Okay, let's see here. We've got bubblegum, bowling ball, shopping list.
Oh, I didn't think they'd bring the tree closet back. I thought it was just a one-off gag from that other tape.
Barney, are you sure this is a summer hat? It looks sort of like a cowgirl's hat.
So, it still keeps the sun off your forehead.
Oh, silly hat, a silly hat. I wear it on my head because that's where it's at. And I know it looks as funny as can be.
I thought one song centered around hats was enough for this show, but they really made 2?
Sometimes I feel like my baseball cap is part of me.
Was that meant to be a subtle in-joke on the costume? The cap is a part of the costume in the design process, so that it never falls off in every film shoot.
Announcing Barney's Super-de-Duper Sluggers!
Man, it's a perfect day for baseball.
I hardly ever saw this tape as a kid, so this entire baseball scene just went through one ear, then out the other. Even if I did watch it more often, baseball is mainly exclusive to America, so I would have mistaken it for some sport we did in PE called rounders.
Summer is the time of year. Baseball, baseball. The hometown crowd will clap and cheer. What a
all of the foghorn leghorn memes I've seen floating around on Twitter, he'd be complaining at them non-stop that these guys have stolen his signature song.
Doo-da, doo-da, oh, doo-da day.
It's a game we really love.
Given the way their imaginations made that ball defy the laws of physics, I wouldn't be surprised if BJ got a strike from it. There was pretty much a computer mouse hand dragging the ball across the pitch.
It's a high pop fly!
I'll get it!
Whoa, I didn't know Tasha had secret super speed powers.
It's not exactly an ocean.
But listen, you can hear the ocean.
Is it full of conch shells? You know, you hold it up to your ear and you can hear the sounds of the ocean. I'm using whatever imagination I have left to come up with lines for this script.
Wow, look, it is an ocean.
It sure is.
Wow, they've been teleported into someone's CD-ROM game. How confused do you think all of these kids were when they were told they had to act in a room that was either completely dark blue or bright neon green?
How do you get the sand out of your toes?
Oh, that's easy. I do it just like this.
What do you think of all of these people down the neighborhood being forced to feel all of these tremors? This is the third time in just under an hour.
Let's have fall right now.
Oh, that's a great idea, Tasha.
Earlier in the special, before they opened any jars, the set design indicated that it was autumn. By opening this jar, they would have gone back to where they started. Except they've still got winter fun to have. So, autumn, then spring, summer, autumn again, winter, and then autumn again. Pretty weird.
It sure looks like autumn to me. Autumn? I thought it was going to be fall.
Oh, well, whether you say autumn or fall, it means the very same thing.
I don't know where the term fall originated from, but where I come from, the term is most useful for daylight savings. It helps us remember whether to set the clocks forward or back an hour. We fall back in the fall, and we lean forward in the spring.
It's fun to celebrate Oktoberfest!
Yeah! Huh? October what?
Oktoberfest!
Do you mean Halloween?
Fall is the time of year when farmers harvest the fruits and vegetables they've grown.
Oh, you were just talking about harvest time. Okay. For a second, I thought he just made a holiday up.
One of the biggest parties happens in a country called Germany, and the party is called...
Oktoberfest!
Right!
I would have thought that they would have done something Thanksgiving related, because that's in autumn, right? November? The last thing I expected an American character to sing and dance about after baseball and football is a German holiday. You can hear that Barney's costume actor can't blow into the tuba, so he's just pressing down its buttons.
I can't believe it! It's really winter! Oh, it's great! It's awesome! It's...
Wonderful!
Yeah!
Some people argue with each other about which extreme is better for themselves, summer or winter. I'm personally more of a winter person. Yeah, you slip around everywhere when it freezes, it rains pretty much every day, and the snow is a natural nuisance that slows things down and it gets in everyone's ways. But at least when it does reach sub-zero temperatures, I have a bed to better myself. Those covers are no help to me in the summer, they just make things worse.
I'd love to see the icicles, the great big snowflakes too.
'Cause it's the wonderful season full of special things to do.
I say snow is a natural nuisance to everyone, But where I live, we hardly ever get any snow around here anymore. Or at least when it does eventually decide to snow, I'm usually away from it all on a cruise. So these days, I never usually see a winter wonderland in person anymore.
Watch my super duper dipsy doodle snowball. Uh-oh.
Great, now you've made Mr. Snow very, very angry. Wait, how did they end up in this PS1 FMV cutscene? At least in summer, we saw the imaginary gateway portal in the form of a beach tent.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah!
Well, then it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and here we go!
No, it's 4 to go. Remember your script, Barney.
Barney, we're cruising right along. It's great to sled and have such fun and even sing a song.
You'd be going too fast and it's trying hard to keep control of your vehicle to sing anything. Singing will just make you lose focus.
Let's play some ice hockey.
Well, I'm not sure that we have time, BJ.
What do you mean?
Well now, there's this thing in editing known as a runtime. No one wants it to be too long, so we need to wrap all of this up now. Or in this case, sponge it all up and squeeze it back into the jar.
I'm going to open all 4 jars at once, and we'll get to play more games from all of the seasons.
I don't know. This may trigger a...
Some volleyball in the summer, go skiing in the winter.
BJ.
Ball,
Fatality.
Oh, that's just great. Messing around with Mother Nature screwed up the Earth. That's what you get for being impatient, kid.
we can have another weather wonderland day just like this one.
Sure we can. And next time, maybe Baby Bop would like to play too.
Oh, yeah!
I don't know if there's a future episode that had the same premise as this, but with Baby Bop, but I don't want to know.
I love you, you love me, we're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Oh, are we at the end already? Oh hey, those ending credits are using the Super Mario steel drums. You know, the ones they used in all of their game soundtracks during the GameCube and the Wii era, and I'm sorry, I'm going back to that ending song.
I love you, you love me. We're best friends like friends should be. With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
I can't believe it's all over now. 3 whole videotapes. The one and only time I talk about the Barney series, featuring a character who is so jolly, happy and comforting that he shaped many kids' childhoods, from those who starred in the show to those who watched it at home.
Think back to those words of wisdom that one of my co-stars would tell me before every show. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family, you know it, with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
And a bit contrary to what I said earlier, some of those kids came back for a future anniversary special, including Stella the Storyteller for the 20th, and some of the Backyard Gang kids for the 10th, all grown up, and even Jason and Tasha from the tapes we looked at today, where we see...
Won't you say you love me too?
Oh God, It's reminding me of that promotion.
Make friends with Barney, and you've got a friend for life.
Remember, I love you.
They've got a friend for life. Even if they've moved on and did better things as adults, he lives on in their hearts. Always. And in mine. I grew up with these tapes. I loved them as a wee little brainless child. And even though he isn't real, Sometimes your life is tough. Sometimes everything you have to do in life is hard. Sometimes you've wasted over half of your life making videos and pictures for the internet, which your parents will say is devoting half of your life to a hobby and not an actual back-breaking, spirit-crushing job. And all because you've wasted 30 years of your life of useless, pointless fluff. Life can be so cruel, hard, unfair, and punishing that's all you need at that moment is a hug from a fictional purple dinosaur. He may not be real, but he is someone that you know for a fact. He can cheer you up when you are feeling down and give you a nice, warm, soft hug, telling you that everything is going to be alright, when really it's... I'm so sorry, I thought I'd be more harsh on this series. It's cringy. It's filled with songs up the ass. The songs are cringy. Barney is an easy character to make fun of in the pop culture, and yet I'm done. I need to end this video before I show myself more as some weak weeaboo scared of some childhood show. It's not as if it's the first thing he ever saw in his life on a videotape in the year 1996 or 7. I need to end this video before you see me as a weak, cowardly wimp anymore. I just...